Capital. My name is Gienda Peldrin Blanche K. We'll begin today's edition of the news from the northwest region of the country. The Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center in the northwest region has so far integrated 32 ex-combatants in its almost 2 years of existence. We've gained employment into state corporation. The regional director for the center, Sistu Gapsa, says they are exploiting the competence of the ex-combatants. As our reporter in the northwest region, Charles Kebwa, tells us in the following reports.
The Bamenda Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Center is a beacon of hope to many separatist fighters that had laid down their weapons from the bushes in the northwest.
Our doors are wide open. The place of the children is not in the bush, it's in the DDR center. Because the more they stay in the bushes, the more they put their lives in jeopardy.
Since its creation some 2 years back, ex-combatants of the center say they are better placed in the disarmament, demobilization and reintegration and have acquired various traits.
First of all, DDR is there to mold our minds, change our attitudes from the bad people who were in the bushes to the people that the society can accommodate.
We do a lot of computer, environmental education. We also do civics education, and we learn more about our country. It has enlightened us in most of the things that we were not aware of. And we have been going astray. So here in DDR, we benefit a lot. And we also do farming, we do poultry, we do cookery, and we do tailoring and hairdressing. So we are based in different kind of activities, which is building us both physically, spiritually, and morally.
With 32 of them reportedly reintegrated into the society and have gained employment with state cooperation, Sistu Gapsa, coordinator of the Northwest DDR Center, has been exploiting the competence of the ex-fighters.
Collaborating with us to bring out their brothers and sisters who are still in the bushes. Recently, many of them have brought out children around Bamenda, particularly with the Operation Clean Bamenda, Keep Bamenda Clean, which is going on. They have been networking with their friends who are still in the bushes and assisting us in bringing them.
He has appealed to living forces and stakeholders in the region to join hands with the DDR Center, go to their backyards and talk to those still in the bushes to drop their arms and join the DDR Center in Bamenda, for more is for them and their progress.
Christians of the Kumbo Diocese, Bui Division of the Northwest region of the country, converged at the Kumbo Cathedral yesterday, October 20, with peace plans in hand, demanding a return of peace in their various communities. For over 4 years now, the Northwest and the Southwest has been battling with the socio-political crisis, and the individuals groups have been calling for a return of peace and normalcy in these two regions that have been hit hard by the crisis. The communical service, which brought together Christians from different denominations, was led by His Lordship Bishop George Kuo. Details with Fon Quinta in the following reports.
For over 4 years, peace has remained far-fetched in most parts of the restive northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon as a result of the ongoing socio-political crisis, pushing citizens into devising divergent strategies in a bid to ensure they wake up to no gunshots, no kidnappings and death. It is with these that Christians and Muslims in Kumbo Diocese, led by His Lordship Bishop George Kuo, converged at the Kumbo Cathedral yesterday, October 20, to pray for peace in the land. Speaking after celebrating the Mass, His Lordship Bishop George Kuo called on different parties involved in the crisis to drop their arms and engage in peace negotiations.
This is a celebration in which we have invited God to come down through the decision of peace is very particular beginning in our hearts. And a very special call to those who are using weapons of war, that is to drop their weapons and we should build peace. We build peace by loving one another.
Yesterday's ecumenical service, dubbed the pilgrimage marathon, saw both the young and old from different denominations with peace plans in hand, clamoring for peace to return.
Bring me for you and I say we want peace. We don't tire for this crisis, and we beg God, say, me just touch Cameroonians, their heart. May they pray for we. We dey for Kumu here, especially from here. We don't get peace of mind. We dey run up, go down, run up, go down. We pray say, we don't help, may this problem don't finish.
This Presbyterian Christian believed the peace work was timely.
As I hear these peaceful prayers we begin today, I will be very happy and say no, I don't feel be out. I must come present you, I hear the prayer, so that I can carry out for our own denomination, because all will need a peace. No one war.
Kumbo is one of the areas in the northwest hard hit by the ongoing Anglophone crisis, characterized by gun battles between soldiers and separatist fighters, abductions amongst others. Yesterday's service comes days after traditional authorities in Sorland called for a return to normalcy in that part of the Anglophone regions hit hard by the crisis.
Still in the northwest region of the country, Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, George Elangobam, held a fruitful discussion with the 34 mayors of the northwest to fine-tune strategies and lay down recommendations ahead of December 2020 elections. During a closed-door meeting, the mayors stated the security situation in the northwest region, requesting extra financial support to facilitate the decentralization process. Charles Kebwa with details.
The Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, George Olanga Obam, made a visit to the Northwest region October 20, 2020, held fruitful discussions with the 34 mayors of the Northwest region about their human resources, finances, civil status, and advised the mayors, where necessary, with some recommended action, guide, and instruction.
He gave a special assignment to his collaborators within the region to do their own possible means to ensure that reports are given, they reach his office and at the right time, in the right frame, so that he can react in order to serve the people of our municipality.
Accompanied by Northwest Governor Anglophone Afrique, the minister also visited some buildings to host the regional assembly. During a closed-door in-camera meeting, mayors of the 34 councils in the Northwest told the minister the security situation in the region warrants the government to accord extra financial support.
After the major national dialogue, we have also tabled the problems that we live daily as mayors of the Northwest, especially at this time that we are in a crisis period. We think that he has listened to us, and we hope that in the days ahead we have solutions to some of our problems.
Appeal to the Minister of Decentralization and Local Development. Their first concern is the effective transfer of 15% from the budget so that they can freely operate and bring development needed of them in their various municipalities to facilitate the decentralization process of the region. This was the first time Minister of Decentralization and Local Development, George Olanga Obam, is visiting the Northwest region since his appointment to head the ministry. He was decorated by the mayors with a traditional regalia from the Northwest.
In the littoral region, the mayor of Douala 5 Council has donated some agricultural items to some farmers' associations. The items include trucks, wheelbarrows, boats, shovels, and many others. This is to help the farmers of the associations with a productive farming year. The farmers group have equally expressed a deep appreciation to the mayor and government representatives for the kind gesture. Details with Nora Kakebi.
Some farmers groups in the Douala 5 municipality yesterday, October 20, 2020, received some agricultural items from the mayor of that municipality. The ceremony took place in the premises of the Douala 5 Council in the presence of a handful of some senior officials in the municipality. The gift items included wheelbarrows, trucks, shovels, boats, hoes, machetes, and many others. The mayor, Mr. Fomguang Richard, urged the farmers' organizations and individual farmers to work harder and emphasize that he is in partnership with the European Union, which is ready to give these farmers' associations the assistance they need. Therefore, he calls on the different associations to call around his office any day in order to get the modalities of getting assistance with regards to agriculture. The beneficiaries expressed deep satisfaction and gratitude to the mayor. Mr. Guy Wanji, a beneficiary, who raised snails, says after having collected some of these items, he will gladly go back to his association and help sensitize some of the farmers on the effective use of the items. Another beneficiary, Madam Yusuf Fodop Rebecca, equally expressed gratitude and is thankful to the Mayor of Douala 5 Council and also extends her sincere gratitude to the Minister of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise for helping out with the gifts, which will go a long way to improve their farming efforts. The different farming associations and individuals who benefited from the Mayor's kind gesture are simply more than thankful.
We now move to the center region of the country, where a 43-year-old man confessed to killing his companion 6 years ago and raping his 9-year-old daughter. Felix Ngwele confessed to the crimes yesterday after serious interrogations by the forces of law and order. His wife was 9 months pregnant at the time of the assassination. Reports confirm. Details with Audrey Zatsa.
We are in Polo, a village in Sa, located in the central region, where 43-year-old Felix Ngwele, alias Liba, confessed of constantly raping in 2 years his 9-year-old daughter, Micheline, and where he buried his companion Lema Dorothy, the mother of his girls. A neighbor, tired of hearing the cries of Micheline and Cecile every night, will decide to conduct her investigations, during which Micheline will reveal being sexually abused constantly by her father Felix. The case will immediately be referred to the Gendarmerie Brigade, where the commander, after in-depth examinations, will confirm that the child was indeed raped regularly. Felix, upon admitting his crime, is immediately kept in detention. It is at this point that the parents of the deceased, Lema Dorothy, will relaunch the file of the disappearance of their daughter, who had been nowhere to be found since 2014, suspecting Felix. A complaint had been filed for this purpose, but for lack of evidence, he was released. New pressure is put on Felix by the commander, and after some days of procrastination, ends up confessing the mother of Lema Dorothy, who was on the verge of giving birth, buried her 6 years ago behind the house. The exhumation of the remains of the deceased was carried out in the presence of forces of law and order, and some inhabitants watching in total dismay.
Out of the country, protesters in Lagos, Nigeria have defied a 24-hour curfew of this Tuesday announced by Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu in an effort to restore peace and order in the city. Thousands of Nigerians have been on the street to decry police brutality and ask or seek for an end to the police for all police group SARS. They've been out on the streets demanding that the government change the reforms and listen to its or her citizens. These and more in the following reports compiled by Eileen Sama.
Nigerian National Armed Forces has reportedly opened fire on Nigerian youth in Lagos at an anti-police brutality demonstration today, injuring around 50 people and shooting at least 20 dead, unconfirmed sources say, according to the African News Agency. Amnesty International, which has already condemned the use of excessive force by the Nigerian police to subdue protesters, stated there was credible but disturbing evidence of the incident. Meantime, Amnesty International has in a tweet reminded authorities in Nigeria that under international law, security forces may only resort to the use of lethal force when strictly unavoidable to protect against the imminent threat of death or serious injury. The escalation in violence comes 2 weeks after the #EndSARSNow movement took to the streets across Nigeria. In Guinea, observers from the African Union and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have said the polls in the country was conducted transparently despite opposition claims of irregularities. Selu Dailo, opposition leader, declared himself winner on Monday, saying his own tally gave him a first-round victory over President Alpha Condé. The Electoral Commission swiftly rejected Dailo's claim, calling it immature and void. Suspected Allied Democratic Forces ADF rebels have freed more than 1,300 prisoners in an assault on a jail in Beni, Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Reports say only about 100 inmates are left in the prison in Kakbayi on Tuesday morning. The ADF is a Ugandan rebel group based in Eastern Congo. Kakbayi prison is used to hold errant army soldiers and militiamen captured in fighting, including some from the ADF. While in Tunisia, supporters of a local football club have reportedly burned tires and blocked roads as they protested against the club's exclusion from the National League by Tunisia's Football Federation. The club's fans alleged that their team was unfairly sanctioned for opposing Wadi Jari, the head of Tunisian football, who is vying for a position as CAF president ahead of the election for CAF president slated for March 12, 2021 in Rabat. The club was also made to pay a heavy fine in July. To conclude, a stand-up for women promoting girl power amid COVID-19 pandemic who found themselves in months-long lockdown and unemployed take on both new careers and self-defense training by way of Diva Taxi, a new female taxi driver service in the city of Kampala. Diva Taxi now boasts over 70 drivers and claims an industry low fare commission rate of 25% in order to see the women thrive.
In sports news, the Association of Elite Clubs of Cameroon have vowed to dissolve the Cameroon Professional League. The announcement was made recently during a press conference which took place in Yaoundé. The association has set October 29 for an extraordinary General Assembly. Details with sportsman Fabrice Keninga.
Some members of the Elite Clubs of Cameroon, known by its French acronym ASEC, have announced the holding of a General Assembly in the days ahead. Speaking at a press conference in Yaoundé recently, the football officials fixed the meeting for October 29, 2020. Those present were the president of ASEC, Frank Happy, the treasurer, Alexandra Owona, and the president of PWD Bamenda, Pascal Abonde. Speaking at the meeting, the president of ASEC, Frank Happy, said the purpose of the press conference was to announce the holding of an extraordinary General Assembly, explain their proceedings, what is happening, and why they have taken certain decisions. He said the situation surrounding football in the country today is complex, with a lot of malfunctioning which can jeopardize the kickoff of the national championship. Frank Happy said on behalf of the professional clubs, members of the General Assembly of the LFPC, if nothing is done, it will be disastrous to the LFPC. He said after having exhausted all avenues of conciliation, the Association of Elite Clubs of Cameroon is left with no other option than to hold an extraordinary General Assembly and to dissolve the Cameroon Professional Football League and then hand over the management of the Elite 1 and 2 championships back to the Cameroon Football Federation. He added that the intention of ASEC is not to destroy but to ensure that the championship operates on regular rules. In the meantime, the president of the Cameroon Professional League, General Pierre Semengas, announced an extraordinary General Assembly for the 27th of October 2020. With this new twist in the LFPC Fcfa saga, many wonder if the October 31 date set for the kickoff of the new season will be respected.
Thanks for being a part of today's edition of the news, produced by Ewane Eli Nolinga, coordinated by Faith Tata Berenu. My name is Genda Pelgin Blanche King. Until we meet again tomorrow at 6:30. God willing, stay tuned to my Major Prime Cum Leonard. We'll be live at 7 p.m. with Prime Hour. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening in the company of good programs only on my Major Prime.